Hey guys, how are you? Thank you so much for being back here on day 3. Gotta get the live started for Instagram. So we are streaming live across Facebook, across YouTube, and also on Instagram. So thank you for being here. Make sure that your comments are going into the chat. We have our amazing team of Self-Made You advisors standing by. We also have mentors in here who would be happy to share their knowledge with you. So don't be afraid. Please reach out, get clarification on anything that you have questions about. Today, we are going to be talking about the simple science and math behind losing weight fast. I want you to make sure that you have your workbook. This thing is gold, you guys, if I do say so myself. This is going to be your resource long after today. I encourage you to take lots of notes. Find the notes section for day 3. Take your thoughts that you're having, the way that you're receiving this information, put it into your own words, because I do not want you simply just filling in the blanks. I want you to get your thoughts down on these pieces of paper. That's what's going to make it really meaningful for you down the road. Make note of any questions that you have. Like I said, in this private Facebook group, on YouTube or on Instagram, we will answer any of your questions. A lot of you have reached out. I am sending recap emails every single day. If you're not getting those recap emails and you have signed up for this program, this crash course, this free crash course, check your spam. Spam is not our friend. The spam folder is not our friend. It keeps grabbing our emails. So if you want to make sure you always get our emails, make sure you whitelist us. But if you haven't gotten them yet, go in there, because I go into your spam folder. I'm sure that's where they're sitting right now. Yesterday, I asked you to send us your strategy to overcome the belief or the obstacle that's keeping you from losing weight. And we got some great answers. Now, filling out your homework is not hard, you guys, and you can go back and we will gladly accept your homework and comment on it throughout this crash course. So it's never too late. Feel free to do the homework from day 1 to, of course, today we want you to fill out, all it is a Google form. So you're just quickly going in there and hitting submit. That's it. It's so simple. But thank you for the strategies that you sent us. I really wanted you to utilize that strategy app and really apply it so that you take your level of learning, your level of understanding deeper. That's very, very important to me. And I want you to see through actually doing that, how creating a strategy before the obstacle even occurs, when your emotions are low and your intellect is high, how different of a result you get. You get a different result when you apply that kind of a strategy. So that's one of many concepts that you will learn through working with a life coach. If you are not working with a life coach, let me give you a little bit of context, because I know there are a lot of questions out there about what the heck is a life coach and why would I want to work with one? So what I do is I essentially show you your mind. I ask you a lot of questions. I prompt you to then think different, okay? But all of the solutions actually come from you. I teach you how to understand yourself better than you ever have before. Self-Made You is a discovery and an in-depth understanding of how you operate and why you're getting the results that you're currently getting, okay? So a life coach essentially does that for you. I am not the go-to problem solver. I do not have all of the answers, and I don't have the perfect life. That's not why I'm a life coach. I'm a life coach because I myself have mastered the art of self-coaching, and it has changed my life in every area. But that doesn't mean it's a one and done. I continuously practice this. And as a client of mine, I am really transparent about that. I will share with you all of the obstacles that are, yet to come, what I'm facing currently, and the ones that I've overcome and how I've overcome them. So I did not take the life coaching role because I think I'm some form of perfection. Not at all. I'm human and you're human. And I show you how to embrace your humanness and to ask yourself the really good, high quality questions of, do I like the results I'm getting? Do I like the way I'm feeling? Do I like the way I'm showing up? Because if the answer is no, you have a choice. And I show you exactly how to navigate your life to get the results that you're looking for. My overarching objective is to teach you how to self-coach so that you don't need me to prompt you. And it does take time, but that ultimately, if you are equipped with self-coaching skills, I promise you, your whole world will crack wide open. It's life-changing. You can get any result for yourself that you want. So, Self-Made You. We offer you a life cycle that takes you from the basic fundamental understanding of what I call mind math. I simplify it. I show you why you're getting the results you're getting currently, and I show you how to get the results that you want. We apply it over and over and over through different vehicles. So today in this crash course, we're applying it to the obstacle of weight loss. But I apply it to all sorts of obstacles, relationships, professional. A lot of people struggle with over drinking, chronic pain. There are so many obstacles that we're dealing with, you guys. I show you how to manage your mind and how to manage your emotions so that you can do different to get the results that you want. That is the foundation of Self-Made You. So, is it comprehensive? Yeah. I believe it's truly the education that we all need, but people don't even know that it's out there being offered. So yesterday, day 2, we talked about the 3 pillars of weight loss. Now, today, I'm going to start to break down those 3 pillars. And we're going to start with fasting so that you fully understand that one main pillar of weight loss is creating protocols, and a component, a simple tool to creating a protocol that works for you is fasting. Okay, that's what we're going to talk about today. I love it. I think most of my clients have learned to absolutely embrace fasting at some level. But I will say it's not forced on you. It's one tool that you can use to create an eating protocol, an eating plan for yourself. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm going to back up for just 1 second. I am Tracy Plushcourt. I'm the founder of Self-Made You. My business is absolutely dedicated to helping people understand how to self-coach so that they can get any result from their life that they want. I simply right now am just using weight loss as a vehicle to demonstrate how to self-coach. But no matter what the result is that you want to create, you can apply self-coaching to see how your thinking is getting you your current experience. And then you can move that into an intentional way of thinking and feeling to get any result from your life. Now, is there a component of doing? Of course. And so I tend to only coach on, or actually create programming around the areas that I feel that I am the expert in, some of those obstacles that I've overcome, which would include overeating, over drinking, under earning, starting a purpose-driven business. I have programming around all of that because I know what the right actions are, that once you've got your thinking, your emotions under control, of course, there is a component to doing, and I coach you on those best actions, the most efficient, most effective actions to get you those results. That's how this all works. So back to fasting. What is fasting? Question number 1 in your workbook. Fasting is simply one of the tools that I incorporate into the protocol. And I really want you guys to think of this as a tool. It's not the end all be all. It's simply one tool. Do you have to fast to be able to lose weight? No. It all depends on what is the result that you personally are going for. So I supply lots of thoughts and advice to my clients, but I will tell you it's always based on what result they are looking to accomplish. What are you looking personally to achieve? So if you're looking to balance out your hormones, I highly recommend incorporating fasting. If you're looking to lose maybe the last 5 pounds, but you are completely resistant to spending time fasting, that's okay. Or maybe you already know how to fast. That's fine. You will still lose weight. And then I would tell you, let's just focus on those other 2 pillars. So, and we're going to talk about those other 2 pillars tomorrow and Friday. So the purpose of fasting within my program is really just to kind of crack open that door to becoming a fat burner or becoming fat adapted. It's not the entire picture. It's just opening up the door to the house, not the entire house, but it's very important for me to teach you how to become metabolically fit, how to become fat adapted, because you guys, right now, our society is primarily running on sugar. We have an abundance of high sugar, high carb foods that are readily available to us. And we've also been told, we've been sent messages that you need to eat 5 times a day, at least, which is BS. What does that do? That keeps your insulin spiked, which keeps you from ever becoming fat adapted, which keeps you from becoming metabolically fit. Metabolically fit is how you're going to live an optimal life. And only 12% of the United States population is metabolically fit. The other 88% are sugar burners. And being a sugar burner will contribute to things like chronic inflammation, chronic diseases, hormonal imbalance, and it will keep you from losing weight. So it is super important that you understand the concepts behind becoming fat adapted, behind becoming metabolically fit. And fasting is one tool. Like I said, the other 2 tools we'll talk about in the next couple days. So I want you to understand some of what we do when we're learning how to fast is we track, we gather data. What kind of data do we collect? We collect glucose, we collect ketones, we track our weight, we track our measurements. The women that are working with me as a master, they're tracking their menstrual cycle so that we can better understand how their hormones beyond insulin, the sex hormones, are creating symptoms for them that they actually have control over. We track so much so that we can make informed decisions. We gather information so that when it comes time to make a decision for whatever it is that we're trying to achieve, we can make strong decisions. So how do we do that? One thing that we use, I partner with a lot of great brands. Self-Made You is on the forefront of partnerships with incredible brands. And the more you work with me, the more you'll get familiar with them. Anybody who is on this crash course today, all of my clients, I highly recommend the Fora-6 blood glucose monitor because it also tracks your ketones. Now, there are lots of ways to track whether you're in or measure whether you're in ketosis. Some of those tools are more specific and higher quality results than others, I will tell you this is going to be one of the best ones, if not the best. So I'm going to have my staff drop the coupon code that will get you 10% off this blood glucose monitor. There's lots of different packages that you'll see when you go to their website. But one of the things I'll tell you that makes me really proud to partner with companies like this is their mission to educate people on how to become metabolically fit so that you increase your longevity, so that you become the advocate for yourself, so that you take control. And you can't do that without tracking and gathering that information. So when I started teaching people how to use the 406 blood glucose and ketone monitor, those were the two primary blood tests that it provided. This week, they contacted me and said, we love partnering with you, and we just wanted you to know that now there are 2 new strips that will work with the same monitor, and those now are tracking your cholesterol level as well as your uric acid level. So 2 new strips. One's going to give you the details on your cholesterol level. The other is on your uric acid level, which for those of you who suffer from gout, that is something that you are going to want to track so that you know if you are supporting what your body needs, so that you're getting the kind of results that you're looking to get. We get a lot of people through this program who are dealing with high cholesterol, and they would love to have the control over whether they're making progress in the right direction or not. You feel out of control when you don't know, correct? And doctors will typically allow you to have that test, your cholesterol, checked every 6 months. You could check it way more often. You can make those lifestyle changes that are necessary and track that more regularly through taking control. So the 10% off coupon code will be in the chat. How else do we collect data? We got this question yesterday, so that's why I'm kind of hitting this hard. I'm all about like tracking your sleep. So like I said, we partner with some really cool brands. I'm wearing an Oura ring that tracks my sleep patterns. It tracks my heart rate, my variable heart rate. It tracks my body temperature. This thing is just amazing. I think that the wearable, the field of the market of wearable technology is advancing so fast that it is really giving people more control over modulating their life. So I also have partnered with a continuous glucose monitoring company. That company has a huge waiting list. They have a 40,000 person waiting list to be in their beta program. All of my clients can skip the wait list and get into that right now. I would say, with that being said, I still recommend the 406 for starting off in tracking your blood glucose and your ketones. And then as you advance through our program, there is a point in time where I do recommend closing the loop and understanding how your blood glucose is changing throughout the day. And it's changing because it's at the effect of environmental, it's at the effect of things that you're eating, and you can see that through the closed loop continuous monitoring of your blood glucose. So we gather a lot of data. And when we're looking, why do we want to gather what our blood glucose level is? Well, because for starters, we want to see how much stored sugar is in your liver. Most people start off this program, they will start off with high glucose levels because they've been eating the standard American diet for a really long time. And when we have insulin constantly available in our blood, we start to store the fat versus burn the fat. So we start to store sugar in our liver. Therefore, when we're taking our blood, we start to see these really high blood glucose numbers. And that's actually to be expected. And one of the ways that you remedy that is by fasting. So there's a lot of other things that we are informed of through data collection. We also can be informed of our level of toxicity that we're consuming or that we're exposed to. You will also start to better understand the health of your organs, of your liver, of your gut, of your pancreas. You'll start to understand whether they're functioning optimally or not. And now this would be in conjunction, of course, with meeting with your doctor. You can do the bigger labs, the things that the 4-6 are not going to inform you of. I highly recommend having your lab work done on a regular basis, getting those more extensive labs done, and making sure that you are having a conversation with your doctor, that the doctor understands the kind of protocol that you are creating for yourself and why, and the kind of results that you're getting. We start to understand our gut, our microbiome. We start to understand whether our gut is healthy or not, and we start to understand our stress levels. So all of this becomes way more apparent to us through fasting. And I teach you exactly how to use that tool to increase your level of awareness on all of those things. So Self-Made You is an educator. I love the science behind all of this because it really boils down to an education, a discovery of yourself on a metabolic level, mental level, emotional level, physical level. You really get to know how you think, how you feel, and therefore how you experience life. You get to see the science behind how your unique biological makeup, how your body reacts to a protocol that incorporates the one tool of fasting. So if you're looking at your worksheet, fasting is simply a manipulation of time to get the result that you're looking for. I always ask my clients, what result are you looking to achieve? So we talked about this today. I know I have a lot of mentors in here, and just to give you guys a snapshot of what's the life cycle of the clients that are part of Self-Made You. So here's what we offer currently. We offer the Self-Made Mind and Body program, 20-week program. The next one is starting next Wednesday, and it'll go for 20 weeks. The first 10 weeks of that program are an intensive. The focus is to get you fat adapted. You learn the mind math and you learn the metabolic science. It probably feels like you're drinking from a fire hose. I'll tell you what, your level of education goes through the roof, and you are applying what it is that you're learning, okay? We get you fat adapted. You become a fat burner. Most of my clients hit their short-term weight loss goal in that first few weeks of the intensive. After that, you go into 10 weeks of mastery. Now, mastery, this is like the area that I probably love most, because mastery allows you to take the concepts that I've taught you and now apply it to other goals. So in mastery, you get a once a week call. Those calls have a focus on either wellness or wealth. Now, a lot of you are probably like, I could care less about wealth. We're talking about wealth from a mind standpoint. We do talk about material wealth. We talk about how to grow businesses and increase your value, for sure. And if it's not of interest to you, no big deal. The off week is all about wellness. We also, through mastery, we also carry through our promise of application. So the tenets of Self-Made You are awareness, first and foremost. Then it is education. I teach you everything you need to know on the subject at hand. The third tenet is application. So it's super important that I hold your hand through the application period of this, because that's how you take your level deeper. That's how you increase your understanding. So as a master, all of those clients have the opportunity to go through different resets. So a reset is where we take a protocol that incorporates food for fuel and fasting to overcome certain root causes of symptoms. So we do a metabolic assessment so that you know what it is that you're experiencing, and then you know what resets you are going to want to participate in. So our masters today, we are just launching a hormone reset in the month of July. Now, this is for every woman, no matter what phase of life. If she is in her teens, or if she is in like the fertile, more pregnancy ages, maybe 20s and 30s, if she's in her 40s and perimenopause, menopause, and even postmenopausal. We all have the sex hormones, but they are at different levels at all given times. And you will have symptoms based on those levels. And so many people think that they have no control over that. They think that they are at the effect of their sex hormones. They think that hot flashes, mood disorders are something that they have to live with. And that's just simply not true. If you have the education of where you're at in your cycle, you have the control of creating, of supporting your hormones and eating and fasting in accordance to those hormones. So that's an example of a reset that our masters get to participate in. And we do those every other month. So we also give them the opportunity to become a mentor. They can take their metabolic education to a new level. We continue the metabolic training, and then they can turn around and they can mentor somebody else, because when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And I personally believe it's one of the concepts that I've built Self-Made You from, is that you always, all the lifelong learners, we thrive on learning. We live our life in accordance to learning. That's how we grow. And there is no better way to learn through awareness, education, application, and then turning to your community to share that information. So we give our clients the opportunity to become the teacher as a mentor. So I feel like we incorporate everything that you need to live your optimal life. All three, in the context of losing weight, becoming metabolically fit, if you incorporate these three basic pillars, you are going to crack the code on how to get to your natural weight once and for all. And I'm going to teach you those three pillars. I'll equip you with what it is that you need to know. Today, we're taking the one tool that we incorporate into creating a protocol. The other tool is choosing food that fuels you, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. But fasting, or just extending the time in between your meals, is a great tool because it does so many other things outside of just getting you weight loss. So I told you what fasting is. What isn't it? I will say that I come up against, because I put myself out there, so many people who want to debate me on what they think fasting is. And I will say there are a lot of sensationalized headlines out there. And be aware of what sensationalized headlines are. They're meant to get eyes on them. And so they often sensationalize the headline because they want you to read their point of view. And sometimes it's actually not what you think. But I will say most of the time, people read the headline and they walk away with fear. So be careful of that. Fasting is not disordered eating. It is not starvation. It's not a punishment. Fasting is simply a way, a tool that you can use to get to your desired weight, your natural weight. It's a tool that will balance out your hormones, a tool that will bring your insulin levels down, which is imperative to longevity, to a healthy life, to lowering your risk of chronic illnesses and diseases. Big picture, it's going to do all of that. It's going to lift the brain fog. It's going to spike your energy. It will also, depending on your age, it'll spike the human growth hormone. There are all sorts of long-term benefits to fasting. And there's all sorts of methods to fasting. And within my program, I love, through those first 10 weeks, exposing people to all of the different methods so that we can eliminate, so that we can extinguish the fear around it. Now, most of you know, because all my marketing is centered around alternate day fasting, because that's what I do. And I'm very open about why I have chosen that. And I'll just tell you, it's because I'm a simple person. I don't like to complicate anything. And fasting is the act of not doing something, which is so much easier than doing something, right? Think about that. It's easier to fast than to have to follow a protocol. So when I'm doing alternate day fasting, that means today I'm fasting, so I don't have to think about anything that I need to buy, anything that I have to prepare, anything I have to eat, anything I have to clean up. I don't have to think about any of that. And just think about how much time you invest into all of those things. I get so much more time back on the days that I fast. I also become so much more productive. And my mental clarity and the sharpness of my mind on my fasting days is so different than on the days that I'm not fasting. So I look forward to fasting. A lot of my clients who move into alternate day fasting tell me the exact same thing. So I do alternative day fasting, but I will tell you, the methods vary greatly. There's intermittent fasting. You will, as you go through these first 10 weeks, we start you out with just no sugar, no flour, no alcohol, then, and no snacking. Then we go into 16-8, then we increase it by 2 hours. The next week we go into 18-6, and then 24, and you guys can do the math. That's how we start this off. And it's so simple, and you feel the simplicity of it, and you start to just embrace it. So we take it one day at a time, and you get to do all of that and experience all of that and put the education that you're gathering into the application of it so that you understand how your body reacts to those different types of fasts. So like I said, tomorrow we're going to talk about what it is that you eat when you're not fasting. Now, I've talked about the importance of precision of all three of the pillars. So it is important that we are doing everything in the right order and that we have a strong understanding of what it is that we have to do. So if you've ever tried fasting, I'd love to hear about it. Even if you have just eliminated sugar and flour out of your diet, that's a type of fasting. I'd love to hear about that experience. Like I said, we are a society that defaults to doing things all the time, like eating, where fasting is simply the default of not doing. Isn't that so interesting? It's such a huge mind shift. But I want you guys to think about how much simpler it makes things. Now, I know that there are a lot of you out there that have family responsibilities. Maybe you're the person who makes the meals. Maybe you're the person who does the grocery shopping. So you're like, yeah, that can work for you, but I've got 5 kids at home that need me to make food for them. And that's just not practical. I'm just going to offer you the thought that you can still fulfill that role. And there is nothing that is, or nobody telling you that that means that equates to you having to eat. You can still prepare the food for your family. And I'll tell you what, the truth of the matter is you're going to learn so much from this program that what you're preparing is going to increase the longevity of your family's life. And you will educate them into a different way of eating and a different way of thinking and a different way of feeling. My husband and my kids have adopted a protocol that works for them. And they have their own unique things that they're trying to achieve. And so we manipulate things so that they get the results that they're looking for. So that's the reason I have made the offer to all of my clients that if you sign up for this program, you can bring a family member that lives in the same house as you into the program for free. Now, this program is worth every penny of the $4,000. It's a 5-month, 20-week program that changes your life. You will get to your natural weight if you put these practices into play. You will add years to your life. You will limit your risk of chronic illnesses and diseases. You will feel better. You will change relationships. Like, it's worth every penny. But if you just want to now double that value, I invite you to bring a family member in to join you. And I love the idea of having support, built-in support under the same roof. So I'm fat adapted because I've been practicing my protocols for well over a year. I actually look forward to the days I fast. On the days I fast, I drink coffee, I drink tea, I drink a lot of water. It's super important that I stay hydrated on my fasting days. I often incorporate a little bit of salt because I want to make sure that I'm avoiding any sort of electrolyte imbalance. You can incorporate things like bone broth. I teach you all of kind of the little hacks and some of the things that you can use for crutches when you're first starting out. I teach you how to avoid the keto flu, which is just an electrolyte imbalance. So there's a lot of little nuances. I will tell you that I am absolutely open to answering your questions in regards to fasting. But it's a level of awareness that kind of happens over time as you are applying what it is that I'm teaching you. So this program has a very specific purpose in heightening your awareness to where you're at right now, to educating you into what it is that you need to do for you, for your own unique biological makeup, and then to hold your hand through the application, and then to show you how to evaluate your results, and then to introduce you to a community where you can continue to apply these concepts to contribute to more of an optimal way of living. So I am so excited that you now understand what fasting is and what fasting isn't. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to talk about the foods that when you're not fasting, you can incorporate that will fuel you. Okay, so I know that there's several of you that have signed up for the program. Some of you are on the fence. I want to remind you that if there is somebody in the same household, I personally believe, I'm very convicted in the fact that this program is for everyone. We've had young kids, we've had high school, college age kids, we've had men, women. I will be dropping a bonus this week that shows you the diverse age groups that have went through this program and the results that they've gotten. It's for everyone. If you want to learn more about the program that's starting next Wednesday, the next Self-Made Mind and Body program, feel free to direct message Rhonda. She would be happy to sit down and do a quick phone consultation with you. Like I said, the next session is going to start Wednesday, June 16th. It'll be live, 1 o'clock Central Standard Time. All of the lessons are recorded. You get all sorts of supporting information, a really amazing workbook, and a channel app that is another company that I partner with. I'm actually on their board of advisors now. Marco Polo and their sister brand, Marco Polo Channels, allows me to give you exactly what you need every single day. So when I say I hold your hand through this process, I hold your hand. You see me every single day. I give you exactly what it is that you need to do, what it is that you need to know. And we use that app which there's no algorithms. There's nothing to be distracted from. It's super convenient. You can listen to it in a very convenient way. It's amazing. So I thank you so much for your time today. I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow, where we're going to break down what it means to choose food for fuel. So have a great day, you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you.